Welcome to the WRAL Daily Download. I'm Grace Holland. North Carolina FC men's soccer have applied to a new top league that doesn't start until 2028. So there's a good chance you don't see them for 2 years after this season is done. NCFC would move to the United Soccer League's Championship League to USL's Division One, and in order to focus on that, the team is putting a pause on playing the game. WRAL's Luis Fernandez joins me now to explain what all of this means, because I said a lot of things that non-soccer fans probably don't understand. And he's also going to explain what it would take for North Carolina FC to get into Division One. Luis, thanks for being here.
It is an honor to be on this side of the microphone today, Grace. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, having two hosts at the same time. This is new territory. So where does NCFC fit into the professional soccer landscape as it stands in our state when we talk about these different teams?
So if we go really big picture, right, you've got in the United States, the MLS. They are the cream of the crop. They are Division One. They are the league you probably think of in on the men's side when you think of soccer in the U.S. Underneath them in Division 2 and 3 is the USL. That's the United Soccer League. They have two separate leagues, the USL Championship and the USL League One. Championship is Division 2 and League One is Division 3. North Carolina FC is in that championship. They are in Division 2. They went up a league a couple of years ago. So that's kind of where you find them in the grand scheme of things in the division underneath the MLS.
Okay, gotcha. And so what is this Division One league that the team is trying or going to try to get into?
So the USL has announced that it is creating a, Division One league, which is on the same level, at the same par as the MLS. At least that's how it's being marketed. That's what they're saying. USL Division One is a tentative name in all of this. So that is what that new league is. It's essentially kind of the USL's answer to the MLS. A lot of the phrasing of it is kind of like they want to become like a rival of the MLS. They want to be another league that operates alongside of the MLS. But of course, that was announced this year, and it's not actually starting until 2028.
Okay, and so Raleigh is one of the cities that wants to be in that new division when it comes around. So what are some of the other cities that also want to be a part of this? Really,
I mean, it's a lot of the cities that are a part of like the USL Championship League already, right? Pittsburgh, Sacramento, those types of cities that have this mid-major of sorts professional men's soccer team, and they're looking for ways to continue to grow. Oftentimes, if this is a league that has success and you're one of these first teams that is in this group, that's going to give you a major advantage. And it also could be, financially successful if this league is successful. So it kind of makes sense to try and get in on the ground floor.
Okay, let's take a quick break right there, and we'll be right back. Okay, so Luis, before the break, you were setting up sort of what this division would be, what kind of cities want their teams to be a part of it. What boxes does North Carolina FC need to tick if they want to get into this league?
So most of them they already have, right? There's different kind of qualifications that have to be at according to U.S. Soccer. Different qualifications that have to be met about like a total net worth of ownership. Things like that. I think it's 75% of teams in the new league have to be in a metro area with 1 million people or more, things like that. The big one that they do not currently meet and ultimately will be pivotal for what they want to do is the stadium. In order to be a part of this league, you have to have a stadium with a seating capacity of at least 15,000 people. Currently, where they play, First Horizon Stadium at WakeMed Soccer Park, the seating capacity is 10,000. So you have to kind of figure out what is next, how is that going to work, what do you do moving forward?
Right, and that seems like a bigger obstacle to overcome because that's when you got to start talking to city or county leaders to figure out, okay, if we do want this stadium, where could it even go if we did it? The funds, all of that becomes a big trickle-down effect. So the chairman of the team is Steve Malik. How's he explaining all of this?
So our WRAL sports investigative reporter Brian Murphy spoke with Steve on Tuesday afternoon, Tuesday evening, and the conversation is about, well, listen, it's about growth, right? As the area continues to grow, you need more professional sports teams. You need things that are going to draw people in. Interestingly enough, I don't, as much as we are talking about North Carolina FC and all of this, I think what's important to remember is a lot of this is also about the NC Courage.
Right.
The NC Courage is they've had a whole lot of success. They have higher attendance. They are the bigger name. They're part of the NWSL, which is already a part of that Division One league we were talking about. The two Division One leagues in the U.S. soccer, the NWSL on the women's side and the MLS on the men's side. At the present time, right, the NC Courage, they're pushing the roof. They have to kind of break through. In the interview with Brian Murphy, Malik said they feel like they've almost broken the stadium. At the end of the season last weekend, they were fighting for a playoff spot. It's pouring down rain. They had 11,000 people at Wake Med Soccer Park. I said earlier, the capacity is 10,000. So much of, I think, when we talk about stadiums and things like that, it's not just about the games that are being played and the teams that are there. It's about the potential of the things that could be around the stadium, the events that are happening at the stadium. And so, in listening to the conversation between Brian and Steve, I think a lot of it boils down to this growth and needing to grow the product to find the best possible outcome for soccer in the Triangle. Steve Malik, he said, we've had some great years with North Carolina FC, but part of the reason why North Carolina FC is taking a pause here is because you have to think about what is best for the future, the next 20 years of this team. Now, that is not to say that this is easy, that this is a no-brainer. This is going to be really hard for so many people that are involved in North Carolina FC, from the fans to the players to the coaching staff. We're saying 2028, but there's no guarantee that North Carolina FC gets into this, the Division One league immediately. It could take another year. If they are able to, let's say, get a new stadium, that's not something that just gets built overnight. There's a lot of different things.
2 years would be a tight timeline.
Exactly. So it's a very challenging move, and it's definitely being made not just with North Carolina FC in mind. And one thing too, I just want to point this out, right?
Yeah.
As all this is happening, we're finding out that North Carolina FC is gonna essentially suspend operations starting after this year. Their season is still going on.
Yeah.
They host a playoff game on Saturday. They host Rhode Island. They could theoretically win that game, win another game, and then be in a title game. So, it is a very difficult situation for all of those folks involved. The players are going to be free agents after this year. North Carolina FC says that they are trying to go above and beyond the collective bargaining agreement, what must be done if a player's contract is essentially terminated. There is a lot of uncertainty with what the next few years are going to look like for North Carolina FC. But the one thing that they continue to emphasize is they're trying to set themselves up not for just next year, but for decades down the line.
Right. And it sounds like, potential to end this era on a high note with how that series goes. We'll just have to wait and see. All right. Well, thank you so much, Lewis. And thank you for listening to the WRAL Daily Download and for making us part of your morning routine. Another great way to get WRAL news is the Morning Briefing newsletter. It's a daily email with Triangle news, events, and headlines to help you get ready for the day. You can sign up at WRAL.com/newsletter.